What if the person you love is just filling your empty space? Most people cannot tell the difference. That is the real problem. Today, we look at what real love feels like and what loneliness pretending to be love looks like. One is safe, one is real, but both can feel exactly the same when you are inside them. So which one are you in right now? Some people say love is easy to know. They say you feel warm, calm, and happy just being near that person. They say true love means you never have to perform. You can just be quiet together and feel completely at peace. Love believers say the real test is this: do they make you want to become a better version of yourself every single day? They say love is a choice you make again and again every morning, not just a feeling that comes and goes. Some people say when it is really love, your body just knows before your brain does. There is no question. Love means you see all their flaws clearly, you know who they really are, and you still want to stay. Love believers say missing someone deeply, not just being bored, is one of the clearest signs that what you feel is real. These people believe love is not complicated. It is a feeling in the body and a choice made in the mind, every single day. But there is another group, people who say what looks like love is sometimes just the fear of being alone at night. Loneliness does not announce itself. It dresses up as love. It sends you flowers and holds your hand and tells you what you want to hear. Loneliness thinkers say this: if you miss someone more when they are gone than when they are present, something is wrong. Why do you reach for your phone the moment you feel alone? That answer tells you more than any feeling ever could. Loneliness looks like panic when they do not reply. Love is patient. Loneliness is not. It cannot afford to wait. Sometimes people stay in relationships not because they are happy. They stay because they are terrified of what quiet feels like. The loneliness thinkers ask one hard question: would you feel the same way about someone else if they gave you the same attention? These people say loneliness is the best actor in the world, and most of us have fallen for its performance at least once. Now we look at what researchers have actually found. What does brain science tell us about love versus loneliness? When people fall in love, the brain releases dopamine and oxytocin. These are also released when you eat comfort food, when you are sad. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Your brain cannot tell the difference between love and the desperate need for human warmth. Studies show that loneliness activates the same brain region as physical pain. Being alone literally hurts. That is why we run from it. Researchers say many relationships are just pain relief. The other person stops the ache. That is not love, it is medicine. Psychologists separate attachment from love. Attachment is your nervous system saying, "Do not let go." Love is something bigger. We are the loneliest generation in history, and we have the most ways to connect. That contradiction is important to understand. Surveys show 60% of adults feel lonely regularly. Of those, 40% are in a relationship. Think about that number. People with anxious attachment style confuse intensity with love. The more anxious they feel, the more sure they are it must be love. Oxytocin, the bonding chemical, is released by simple physical touch. A stranger holding your hand in the dark can trigger it. When people cannot function without their partner, it feels like deep love to them. But researchers say it may be dependency, not love. When a relationship ends and the pain feels unbearable, we call it heartbreak. But brain scans show it looks almost identical to drug withdrawal. Studies on couples together 30 or more years show that brain scans still show active dopamine response when they look at their partner. Loneliness-driven relationships tend to fade fast. The intense early feeling drops quickly once the person no longer relieves your pain. Real love does not fade with routine. It settles. It becomes quiet and deep like a river, not loud like a wave. The evidence suggests love is possible and real, but so is loneliness in disguise. The question is, which one lives in your chest right now? Now we go inside. The psychology of love and loneliness lives in the patterns you learned long before this relationship began. Here is the hard part. The loneliness you feel now is almost never about your partner. It started long before you met them. Attachment theory says we learn how to love, or fear love, in our first years of life by watching our parents and caregivers. Secure children grow into adults who trust love. Anxious children grow into adults who are addicted to chasing it, terrified of losing it. People often chase partners who feel familiar even if familiar means painful. Your heart mistakes comfort for love without asking questions. Low self-esteem makes loneliness worse. People who do not value themselves accept any love, offered even love that is not love at all. Loneliness makes us project. We see who we want the person to be, not who they actually are. That is a love story made for one. Love that lasts is love that can handle the real person, not the version in your head, the one in front of you on a bad day. Most people have been in both situations. They have loved from fullness, and they have held on from fear, often at different times. If this person were completely happy and did not need you at all, would you still want to be with them?
No way, that really happened?
Yes, and then he tripped right over the dog.
Oh my god, that's hilarious!
I know, right?
Jealousy driven by loneliness feels like love, but real love is secure. It does not feel threatened by every smile they give someone else. Loneliness in a relationship often looks like control, checking, demanding. Not because of love, but because being alone feels too dangerous. Real love gives people space. It says go, live, grow, and it trusts that they will want to come back. After looking at all of this, the science, the psychology, the stories here, is what we can say with confidence. Real love exists. It is not a fantasy. It is visible in how people treat each other on ordinary days, not just in the exciting ones.